How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Avengers video. So there's actually a lot of stuff to cover in today's video. The big patch that we've all been waiting for is going live tonight. It's 6:30 p.m. where I live right now as of recording this video, so I just didn't think that we were going to get this patch today, even though they promised it. But yet, I was eating dinner and I got the notification on my phone that the patch notes went live, and oh my god, there's so many patch notes in this patch that I can't go over all of them in one video. There is just way too much that they fixed. But let's just jump right into it. They said, "Hello, Marvel's Avengers community. Patch version 1.3.0 is our first major patch since launch and addresses over 1,000 issues you've helped surface these past 2 weeks, ranging from several progression stoppers to small graphical issues. If you have bugs to report after installing this update, please post them to patch version 1.1.3 thread on Reddit so we can track them and continue working towards fixes. While the focus on this patch was resolving bugs, future near-term patches will integrate more quality of life adjustments and feedback-driven features / tuning." So let's hope that all these fixes actually work and the wait is actually paid off, because I know a lot of the community, along with myself, has just been tired of how glitchy this game has been over the past 2 weeks. So getting into the beginning part of the patch notes, there's no way I can go over every single thing in this list because the video would be well over an hour long. So I'm just going to post all the patch notes up on screen. You guys can pause it and read through it if you want. And if not, I will leave a link to the patch notes as the pinned comment on this video so you guys can go check it out for yourselves if you want. But I'm going to just skim through and go over the major things that stand out to me in these patch notes. So to start us off, it says Reassemble Campaign and Avengers Initiative. Various Reassemble Campaign and Avengers Initiative fixes, including they fixed an issue where A-Day would not progress and the player started the campaign from the war table after selecting Avengers Initiative first. They fixed infinite loads when reloading the game during the light that failed and to stand-alone missions. They resolved bad save states for infrequent bugs where players were unable to progress with the campaign due to an infinite loading screen. They fixed an issue where the strongbox and house call was sometimes not usable. And basically they just fixed a lot of bugs that were just preventing people from completing the story mode. So there's actually a lot of fixes that they did to the story mode. To be honest, that's probably one of the most important things, is fixing the story mode, since a lot of people weren't even able to complete the story mode. So that's good to see that they put a lot of time and effort into fixing the campaign. So moving forward, we have multiplayer and matchmaking, which is another major aspect to the game, considering matchmaking couldn't even work up to this point. They said various fixes to multiplayer and matchmaking systems, including reduction of cooldown after leaving a strike team before the user could matchmake again from 30 seconds down to 4 seconds. Matchmaking now stays enabled during mission launch countdown to give more time for players to join. They fixed a bug where the searching for heroes UI would not always match the actual matchmaking status. They fixed a bug where multiple host migrations would prevent the player from matchmaking successfully again. They fixed the quick match launch with any hero, failing when 2 quick match players joined another match simultaneously. They fixed a losing match status when a player failed to join another match, and they fixed a bug where leaving an existing strike team would prevent the next quick match attempt from working properly. And then next up, they have some art and animation fixes. It says various art animation character fixes and polish, including a variety of minor graphical issues, including clipping and popping. They fixed several areas where players could see out of the world. They fixed many minor graphical errors and transitions. They fixed several ragdoll issues. They fixed a visual issue where enemy shields would pop in. They fixed Captain America's character model bug in the frontline outfit. They fixed an issue where Thor would appear in a Warcry outfit in the main menu before unlocking it. They fixed it where some NPCs were having no facial animations. They fixed heavy attacks sticking to the ground in certain combat scenarios. And then they fixed an issue where the EXO takedowns in multiplayer, the animations were getting out of sync. And then there's a bunch of just minor fixes and stuff scattered throughout there. And then going forward, we have some user interface fixes. It says various UI fixes polish, including they fixed an issue that would cause damage numbers to appear on destroyed objects. They fixed an issue with faction prisoner rescue, in which the cell destruction markers would sometimes show the wrong icon upon reloading the checkpoint. Various skill menu videos updated for Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man. Various localization and text files. Approaching hackable terminals with a hero that lacks the ability now displays a tutorial explaining why it cannot be accessed. So if you go up to a terminal with like Hulk or somebody, it will now tell you why you can't do it. The war table icon now looks different when there are new missions available. Reward icons for some missions have been corrected to display the actual rewards. And then towards the bottom it says, based on player feedback, players can now see progress when being revived. Based on player feedback, we've implemented a 0 to 10 motion blur slider. And when you set it to 0, motion blur is completely disabled, because a lot of people have been complaining about the motion blur in this game. They fixed issues of objects not displaying after player's death, and then they fixed an issue where UI elements would show up during the introduction drop zones. And then up next is combat. Fixed an issue where control point events would continue to spawn enemies after completing the control requirement. They fixed an issue in defend events where the battle would sometimes stall until heroes got closer to defenders by increasing the participation radius. They improved an issue where sometimes the secure the area portion of sabotage encounters would not register completion due to enemies becoming inaccessible or hidden during battle. So hopefully when enemies fall out of the map, this will fix that problem and will no longer prevent you from beating the mission. They fixed an issue where at higher difficulties, enemies would hack rescue cells silently, causing mysteriously inconsistent activation times. They fixed an issue in a small number of encounters where some stronger enemy types would spawn too many at once. And then there's just some random fixes where like the dread bots were unable to move when you hit them and stuff. But that's not all. There's still like a whole nother page worth of combat fixes. They fixed multiple issues where some attacks were not able to damage the warbot when it was downed. They fixed an issue where rarely a hero could still be controlled after being defeated by adaptoids. They fixed an issue where the player would get stuck triggering Hulkbuster near other interactable items. So hopefully this fixes Hulkbuster just getting stuck where you activate it and you just sit there stuck in animation for like 30 seconds. They fixed various Iron Man lock-on improvements, and basically just a whole crap ton more of combat fixes. And then the closing part of the patch notes, this is probably one of the most important, and it's involving gear, challenges, and rewards. It says that they fix an issue on the fabrication machine would occasionally not reward an outfit or units if it's a duplicate pattern. This is a huge problem that I think everybody in the community has experienced, so I'm glad that's getting fixed. They fixed an issue where resources in a player's inventory, including units, would disappear if they reached a total of 32,000. We have capped all units and resources at 65,000 for storage and ensure they will not disappear moving forward. If you have lost a large number of units due to this bug, please contact Square Enix customer service. They resolved bad save states and returned missing campaign outfits to users from a bug that was reverting them to a locked state. This definitely affected me. All of my Stark outfits became locked from the story mode, so I'm glad that's getting fixed. They increased gear power up for the threat sectors, drop zones, and hives to 130 to align with the max mission power. And then up next is a big one that a lot of the community has been complaining about, and it's that exotic gear now have higher attributes. Power level 130 plus exotic gear now always has better attributes than other rarities. So this is massive. Those that were lucky enough to get exotic gear, it just wasn't dropping at a high enough level. There was golds and purples that were actually better than the exotics. So that definitely needed fixed, so now exotics are actually going to feel exotic. So that's a huge plus. Activity-specific gear earned in Elite Heroic Hives is now awarded at correct power and rarity. So now if you take the time to complete the Elite Heroic Hive, you're actually going to get the right rewards. I completed that big Elite Heroic Hive like 5 or 6 times. That's 14 waves of a hive, and sometimes you would complete it and you would get like absolutely nothing, and it just wasn't worth completing. So now it's actually going to be worth putting in the time and effort to complete. So that's a huge plus. I can't wait to do that and actually get some rewards from. Faction XP is awarded to the entire strike team when rescuing Inhumans in Warzone. A rare pattern is now correctly awarded from the start of the more assembly required mission. Various hero challenges that were incorrectly tracking progress and not advancing under certain conditions have been fixed. And then it says, based on your feedback, we are moving a single global content refresh challenge reset time and day. So this is already in effect. All the challenges are going to reset on Thursdays now. I already covered this in a previous video, so now you don't have to keep track of all the different days when things reset. They all reset simultaneously. And then towards the end of the patch notes at the very bottom, there are still some problems that they are aware of. So there's various bugs and glitches that they're currently working on, and these are going to be fixed at a future time. These are not fixed in this patch. So they are aware of this. It says various skill point bugs. It says presentation. This presents one of several ways, including Hulk having extra skill points at 50, Kamala missing some skill points at 50, Thor's missing a skill point at 50, and Black Widow is missing skill points at 50. It says we are actively investigating this. This has happened to me personally. My Incredible Hulk has 2 extra skill points, which is pretty annoying because it pops up on my screen constantly telling me that I have unused skill points. So that's not getting fixed this patch. It will probably come in the next patch. And then the biggest disappointment for me personally that is not in this patch, it says unable to accept daily faction missions / villain sectors. Missions show up as already completed and do not refresh, which do not allow users to accept new ones in order to play them, causing them to miss out on rewards. We are actively investigating. So this has been a problem since launch. If you go to accept a villain sector mission, it just doesn't work. It doesn't let you, and it doesn't look like that this is getting fixed in this update. So that's the biggest disappointment, but the fact that there's like 1,000 some bug fixes in this patch is really good news. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to download this and test it out. So by the time most of you guys watch this video, the update is probably already live for you guys. So I will test everything out. Fingers crossed. This update is make or break for a lot of people. If these bug fixes actually fix the problems and it doesn't create new problems, then I think the future of this game is going to look really bright, and I'm pretty hopeful going forward. But if this update introduces new bugs and glitches, and it's just going to be this endless cycle of every single patch is going to introduce new bugs to the game, then honestly, I don't see myself playing this game very much longer. But 1,000 some bug fixes is a great first patch. I'm super excited for this. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. What bug fix are you guys looking forward to the most? If you guys are new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, that way you don't miss out on any new Avengers content. And that is going to do it for me, everyone, and I will talk to you all in the next video.